Sepang.
Okay. A little bit excited there.
I'm excited. This is the first test coming out this year, and there's already some interesting stuff happening.
Some very interesting things.
I think I want to start off the lead because I'm just so excited about this. Casey Stoner, fastest Ducati rider, test rider
Of all time.
of all time, fastest test rider in the world.
In the world.
Fifth overall, so he is competitive right now at the speeds that they're riding. He placed one position faster than Pedrosa, so you know how fast he's going.
Hasn't ridden a Ducati since 2010.
It's insane. I love seeing him there, back in action. I really hope he's going to be racing this season because that's too good to pass up on.
Can you imagine a Stoner, Rossi, Marquez, Corkscrew Part 3?
Amazing.
It'll never happen because Laguna Seca isn't even on the calendar, but
They might just bring it in just for that moment.
just for
for
that.
that moment. They might if
You
Casey
never know.
Stoner comes back.
Yeah.
I guess it's to be noted that is like Sepang. He is a beast on it. He set the records, lap records, previous years. So it is one of his stronger circuits. But we'll see what he does in further testing as well. But it's still exciting to see him there so quick already.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Other big news: Jorge Lorenzo, by far the fastest this time around. Maybe got a good setup early on. Maybe he's a little just found more speed somehow. He's also great on the circuit.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, it is very early. It is the first test out of 3, so I wouldn't read too much into the fastest lap times. I think the smart thing to do for the manufacturers is use the first test for sure, just to figure out the bike, feel it out, figure out the new chassis, the new ECU, the new tires, everything. There's a lot of variables. Figure that out, get comfortable. Second test, maybe start working a bit more on the actual lap times and the speed. And then by the third test, outright speed. Just try to get the fastest laps possible.
Well, that's what Rossi. That's just to add to your point. Rossi said felt like he was putting in more work into the bike during the weekend than Lorenzo was. So we'll see if that at the next test if that makes dividends for him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the top 2 Yamaha,
1-2.
surprising for me to see that. And Mark, is going to be there. He's great on the circuit. Third fastest.
Mm-hmm.
But Pedrosa, 6th fastest, a little bit of a shocker. Cal Crutchlow, 4th fastest on a Honda bike.
That is the shocker right there.
On a
Satellite bike too.
Yeah. He had some comments to say about Ducati. Thought that, judging by the way they were racing, that their bikes they had found a good setup with the new ECUs, and thought that Honda had to catch up to them, and he figured that Yamaha might have a slight advantage on Honda as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Honda has a lot of changes to make coming up, and I think they need to do that quick because you don't want to start the season and still be figuring out where to get more power from, where to draw on to get the bike to go faster.
They've got to make that bike rideable. I mean, both Marquez and Pedrosa say that thing just makes too much power too quickly. It is just ferocious, and it's got problems with wheeling and stuff, which is not good. You want to have control at all times. So we'll see how that pans out for sure.
Big crash with Loris Baz.
Surprisingly all right. 180 mile an hour crash down the front straight. Tire explodes. He goes flying. Gets up and walks away. After sustaining 29.5 G's of force on his left shoulder. That's pretty impressive.
That is impressive. That's impressive. Alicia Spargro, saying it was one of the worst tests he's ever had. Very bad luck. I think 2 of the engines went on the bike. Just freak accidents that you don't want to see in testing, especially. Well, I guess you want to see in a race, but
Yeah.
also when you're trying to get the bikes ready for the races, you don't want that to happen. But
No.
oh well, better luck for him next time.
Biggest shocker for me is seeing Andrea Dovizioso down in 13th place. That's a powerhouse of a bike. Like, what's going on there?
that's very surprising for me too. Surprising that even Yonone eighth. The times not too bad there, but the times between the Ducatis just varying so wildly is really surprising, especially when like Danilo Petrucci, seventh fastest on a not factory ride.
Petrucci is awesome. At the end of last season, he became one of the fastest riders in the wet and was also extremely fast in the dry. Out of nowhere, this guy comes out and just starts flying. So it's really nice to see him up there in seventh.
And that bike was notorious for having you couldn't handle it properly. It didn't never want to settle into a corner nicely. So
Yeah.